Surprise!
Surprise!
Yo.
He is going to be our
He's
baby.
ours.
We just couldn't let him go, guys. We had talked, in the beginning, if there was a white kitty, that could we let him go?
It would be hard to let a white kitty go.
I know, and then he ended up being the runt, and we honestly just fell in love with him so much from the beginning because he was the one that we were both having to wake up in the middle of the night and help, with feeding.
Yeah, he had trouble latching, so we had to help him.
And he was so vocal, and we had to spend extra care with him because he was so needy in the beginning. And so we created such a bond with him in the beginning, but we had to keep this beautiful boy, and he's got such a good personality. Elsa loves him.
He does really well with our cat, and that's honestly the biggest thing. And he did the best out of all the kittens with our girl, so we were like, okay, well, this might be the only way that this is possible.
Yeah, we're so excited to have this boy.
Cute right now.
He is so cute and so sweet.
Look at his little paws.
We'll show you guys, as he grows and the adventures we have with him and Elsa and Anna.
Them his name.
So we have Elsa and Anna. So what do you think this boy's name is?
It goes with the theme.
This is
Olaf
Kitty. So we're probably gonna call him Ollie.
Yeah, Olaf and Ollie for short. It just felt way too fitting. He even has an orange nose.
Yep.
So we were like, that has to be his name.
Yeah.
So we were super excited because he completes the little trio we have, and I think it's the perfect fit.
I know. I'm so excited. He is just so sweet. So
our little Ollie boy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty boy.
It's a cute baby. We love you, buddy.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better, okay?
Hey guys.
Hey.
So it's been a minute since we've been on here. We took a slight social media break after the holidays, but unfortunately we have some really tough news to share. And I'm gonna try not to cry, but I know that it's not gonna work. Every time I talk about it, I cry because it's still very fresh, and we're still like going through the process of like grieving it. But this past weekend we also lost our precious Ollie boy. And if you're new here, that was our kitten that we had been taking care of since the summer of last year. And many of you that if you've been following along, you know how much we loved him and adored him, and you all did too. And he was just such a special new addition to our family in the past year, and we were so excited to have him and to raise him. And we raised him from birth. We actually have his mother that we took in as a stray, and she had 5 kittens, and we got to keep Ollie, who we named Olaf, because we have Elsa, Anna, and Olaf. And if you've been following along, you know that he was having a lot of health issues in the past few months, and it was really tough.
Since September, this baby's been going through it. He initially started having some stomach issues, and we thought it was a lot of little baby kittens initially, especially strays, can have worms, and we found worms in the beginning and we took care of those. But we always said, even in the beginning, that he just seemed a little different. He didn't seem fully healthy all the time.
Well, he was the runt of the litter too. He was the smallest, the last born.
When we literally helped this baby latch to his mama for the first week of his life, and we saw his eyes open up, and he was legitimately our baby. and just so sweet and took to us so much in the beginning. And when we'd go see the kitties, he would always come and sit in our lap and love on us as all the other kitties were, doing their own thing. And it really took a lot for Megan and I to take in another cat because we were just, we have our baby Elsa and we have limited space and everything, but we just couldn't let this baby go. So yeah, he ended up having the worms and we treated him for those and he was good. But then a couple of weeks later, he kept, getting sick again. And we're like, oh, well, he must have worms again. He must, not be fully over it. Tested and it came back negative for worms. And so we changed his food. We changed him to a hypoallergenic diet and kept doing all these things and had medicine and taking him to different doctors. And so this process lasted for about a month and a half. And then in November, right as we were putting up our Christmas tree, we could tell he was starting to act a little lethargic. And one day we woke up and he was stumbling around the room and couldn't really get up the stairs. And we're like, we got to take him to the vet. So we took him to an emergency vet in Kennesaw, and they weren't super helpful there, unfortunately. So then we brought him back. We got him on fluids, and then we brought him to another place in Woodstock, and they weren't as helpful either. And we were just like, what are we going to do? We've got to figure this out. So ultimately, I remembered my best friend's sister told me about a place in Alabama called Berry Animal Clinic. And so I called them in emergency. And I mean,
this is the middle of the night also. Like,
our baby was literally gasping for air.
He was not going to make it that night. We were already told by one of the doctors we saw that he wasn't going to make it. Things just weren't seeming right. Like, things weren't adding up. We were getting so many different opinions and it was really confusing. We didn't know what to do.
One vet told us just to let him go.
And there was nothing we could do. But she didn't have answers.
We weren't going to accept that. So we ended up driving to Piedmont, Alabama, about an hour and a half away. And this sweet Dr. Flynn met us there early in the morning. And she got immediately hooked up on IVs and fluids and all these things and medicines. And we were like, oh my gosh, I just don't know if he's going to make it. And it was so emotional. And the baby boy pulled through. And, they had him for...
believe it, honestly.
We had him for they had him for a week. And, he turned around and we were like, oh man, we got through the worst of it. Well, then he was back with us for a couple of days and we noticed that he wasn't fully doing great fully. So we took him back and they had him for another week on fluids and medicines and got him back. And we started him on, a limited ingredient diet because we're like, gosh, his stomach just must be messed up because the test results, like the blood work, everything's coming back and it's not making sense. And the doctors seem confused and everyone seems confused as to what's going on with this baby. And he's just an angel, literally the sweetest baby ever.
The sweetest.
He was so loving and would rub his head all over us. And we just hated to see him hurting. And so we had him for about a month and he was doing good, really, honestly. For like the first couple of weeks, he was jumping on Elsa and playing with her.
All of his energy back.
Being a crazy boy and just so sweet. And then, around the new year, he started tapering off again. And we took him back, got more fluids, more medicine.
And all throughout this time, there was like good days, semi-bad days, and it would just like fluctuate a lot. Yeah. We were hands-on with him this entire time. Like, we were hand feeding him. We were having to wipe his booty because he was going to the bathroom,
having
and like
diarrhea,
sick to his stomach, and like we were having to like do so many things that you don't normally have to do. So we were like really bonded with him and really connected with him. We were
syringing water in his mouth. We were literally doing everything we could. We fought so hard for that baby.
When it was really bad. I mean, he had days where he was a normal kitten, but a lot of days too where he like really struggled, and we were like very hands-on. So it was just a different connection.
We struggled getting weight on him, and we bought nutritional gels and did all this stuff to try to help. And ultimately in January, he never really fully peaked up again. He would have the good and bad days, but he didn't have the kitty energy like he should
never
be.
Like 100.
He started putting on a little bit of weight, but it wasn't really consistent. So last week we're like, we got to take him back. He just needs another boost of medicine. He's got to, something. And so on Monday of last week, they ran blood work again, and the numbers weren't good this time. The numbers basically were saying that is probably cancer. It could also just be, him being sick and stressed or whatever, but the doctor, said that, it really could be that, and that might be why we're not getting anywhere with him. And so Tuesday we had him back here. He wasn't eating or drinking or anything, and so we took him back to the vet, and we're like, look, you guys need to keep him. We just want him. I don't care about anything, money, whatever you got to do, just, save this baby. We dropped him off. Supposedly he perked up on Friday and was doing good and eating and drinking. And then on Sunday, we got a call from the doctor that our baby boy didn't make it. It was just so hard to hear because we had such high hopes for this baby, and we had tried so hard and everything to make him, survive. And, I had imagined him being with us for like the next 20 years. So yeah, it was tough.
He was just one of those pets that was so special and like touched us in so many ways. And he was just such a big part of our everyday life. And we just had so much hope for him to like grow and prosper and, to see what he looks like as he gets older. And he was just so beautiful and so sweet and loving. He was more like a dog in cat form, we always said. We had so many nicknames for him.
Yeah, he was our butter boy. He
was our butter boy, our Ollie, and Olaf was his name, but so we named him so many different things over the last few months.
But ultimately the doctor asked if he could do a autopsy on him and figure out what was going on, because everyone was just so perplexed. I mean, they had called professors and Mississippi State University to try to figure this out because we were just so blown away. I mean, the amount of time and energy that we spent trying to figure this out was just insane. I mean, it consumed our lives truly, and it was worth it because we loved him.
Yeah, I mean, we took time off of doing what we normally do and away from work, and I'm just thankful that we were able to do those things. And that's what I keep telling James is like, most people don't have that opportunity, and we were able to do that. And yes, it was hard and it created its own challenges, but like we got to really be here with him in his short lifetime, and we were like here and able to be here with him and love on him and give him a good life, even though it was a short one.
Yeah.
And that was just obviously all God, because like we never would have planned for any of this to go this way, or to know that we were impacted so much by his precious little life. He was just such an angel. Yeah. He truly was an angel.
So we told them that they could do the autopsy because we, wanted to figure this out too. And ultimately they called us this week and told us that it looked like our baby had pancreatic cancer. His pancreas was super hardened and thickened, and
his liver was starting to not look good.
His liver was darkening, and all the signs, if they were to ultimately send it out, that would have given them that result. So it sounded and confirmed from the doctors that it was a battle that we ultimately just weren't going to win. We were trying so hard because we just loved him so much, and it takes a lot for us and our lifestyle and everything. We really had to think and hard about taking him in, and when we did, it was the best decision we ever made. I mean, we spent thousands of dollars on him to try to figure this out, and it was totally worth it. I wouldn't change anything other than if we could have just figured it out to have him survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really sweet. We drove down there yesterday to see him one last time.
To say our final goodbyes.
To say our goodbyes to his little body. And his face is still so beautiful. So we're going to have him cremated just so that we can take him, wherever we go. And I know we probably sound crazy. You're like, why are you guys going crazy over this little 7-month-old baby? But he truly was our baby. But it was really sweet. The doctor gave us this little ink blot. And it says, from your nose to your toes, I'll always love you. And it's got his little nose and paws on it. But we really started talking about it, and we're like, gosh, well, I just don't want to bury him here. This isn't where we're going to be. And so we decided on cremation, and hopefully one day wherever we settle, we can maybe plant a little tree and spread his ashes, in the soil, and it can be our little ollie tree or something. But gosh, it's been so hard looking at all the photos and videos and, seeing how loving he was with our baby girl Elsa, because Elsa's a tough girl.
And how loving Elsa was to him. That was something that, was just a God thing and so special, is like, she is not accepting of other animals, and like, she's always just been solo. So like, and we know that's because she's like not good with other animals except for my childhood dog. She like was pretty accepting of him right away, and
he had the perfect personality,
so much love, and that was just something we never expected. They cuddled. They were constantly like side by side. They played so hard when he had days where he had the energy, and
oh my gosh, he was obsessed with her.
He was,
and she was of him too. And she's such a tough girl. Like, she's really sweet and loving, truly. But
she is.
She also is.
She's sassy.
She doesn't like you to love her too much.
It's all on her terms, which is typical for a cat.
But with that baby boy, she let him love so much, and he would jump on her and just rub his head all over her and grab her neck and hold her really tight, and she would hold on really tight, and they were licking on each other, and he would definitely annoy her, but she was more so just like, get over here, stop moving around, I just want to hold you and lick you. And she would lick him to death, and he loved it. She was his little comfort.
Absolutely.
And it was just so sweet to see. But yeah, we're so thankful for the opportunity to have that baby and the impact that he had on our lives. It's going to be sad. It was really sad cleaning up all of his things and all of the changes that we had made around here just to accommodate him, to try to, make his life better.
And we just constantly like picture him all throughout the RV, which is hard. And like in our daily routine, it feels weird not having him like, do what he typically would do. But
you guys don't know me, but I don't cry.
Those that do know him knows that he is not a crier. He does not cry, and
this has been one of the harder things I've had to go through.
And you've gone through some hard things.
And I've lost my dad, and you're probably thinking, man, that's crazy. But in a sense, I had an opportunity to prepare for my dad's death, but. With this baby, it was...
That's something else we should say,
He was just so... it was just so unexpected. Even though we knew things weren't going well, we just had such high hopes that everything was we were gonna figure it out. We were just fighting so hard for this baby, and he was just so unconditional. As you guys know, with every pet, they're just so unconditional, loving, and that's just so special. And we truly felt like he was a little angel. And what's crazy is that we got that call on Sunday evening, and Sunday was actually my dad's birthday. My dad would have been 89 on Sunday, and we got the call that Ollie boy had passed. And in the moment, I was so sad, but at the same time, I was like, gosh, that'd be really cool if that was a little birthday gift from my dad.
I definitely think that it was very special.
Ollie boy's up there loving on him.
Yeah.
He's running in and out of his feet and rubbing his little face, and maybe he's even, letting him know that we're doing okay. So
yeah, it was kind of a special moment, even though it was hard. But what a special day and a special bond to think about, that it happened on that day with someone so special in your life, and then our sweet little boy went to be in heaven with your dad. So
for sure,
it's very special.
But yeah, so sorry we haven't been really, you guys knew that we were, fighting for him and stuff and trying to figure things out, but we had been, so wrapped up in this and trying to figure it out. We hadn't been on here as much just because, it wasn't every day from the time we woke up to the time we went to bed in the middle of the night type of thing. that we were working with.
And with that, I really just want to say thank you for all of you that had like been checking up on Ollie and like messaging us or like sending your thoughts and prayers when we did post about it throughout the last few months. Like, we're so thankful because they really did work and we really like felt them. And like, it was, I mean, I know so many people probably think it's silly, especially if you're not a pet person, to like, for us to be this invested. But like I said, it was just like, it was so unexpected and so life-changing in ways. Like, he really had such an impact on us, and it all just felt like meant to be, that we were like in this situation with him that we were. And it like opened our eyes in so many different ways, made us have conversations we didn't know we were gonna have because of it. So like, just a lot came out of it, and it was very special.
It's funny, when we were discussing whether taking this baby in, Megan and I had a conversation. We're like, now just know that, you know, if anything comes up, you know, health wise or anything, we're committing to, you know, doing all that we can to help this baby. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, of course. Like, we're taking in a baby, we're gonna do all that we can to accept him. We had no idea what we were getting into. But gosh, I wouldn't change it, you know, other than him just being here with us forever. I'm so glad that we chose to keep him, and we didn't give him away, and he was our baby. And just because of the love and impact that he had on us, and gosh, he changed my life. I feel like I just would have never have dreamed of that, but he did. It was just so special
little kitty boy. We adored him so. And Elsa too. And we've all been, you know, just trying to get through these last few days and appreciate the time that we did have with him, because it really was so special and impactful for us. So
we've got like 1,000 videos and photos on our phone, so we'll definitely be sharing those. But I also want to say thank you for loving our baby, and, you know, getting in the floor with him, and you know, spooning him, feeding him, and doing all that you did, because it was so helpful. You know, there were moments when I was so frustrated, and we were frustrated because we just couldn't figure it out, but you were always so good.
Well, right back at ya.
Well, sorry. Sorry this is so long. But yeah, so we're probably going to be sharing a lot about, you know, our baby and how cute he was, and sharing some
sweet memories,
photos and videos of him. And you know, thank you guys for your love and support, and thank you.
Thank you all so much, and as always, just thank you for like following along our journey and being here with us, and through the good and the bad. So we really appreciate it, and we love you guys, and
love you guys. See ya.
What are you doing? You're so funny. You're so funny.
This is the runt. He's a sweet boy too. This little boy is so sweet. Such an angel.
It's okay. He's already scared. Oh, such a good boy. You're doing so good, buddy. You're doing so good. Good job. Good job. Oh my goodness. This is a good boy. Oh, it's okay. Stressful, buddy. It's okay.
You're doing so good, buddy boy. Oh my goodness, I'm really so good.
And there's little Ollie.
The place where it all started. This is where I'm wanted. Home is where the heart is. Come and go, always know. Home is here forever. Highs and lows, the unknowns. We will stand together, you and I. You and I. Oh, when I'm with you, I am home. You are where I belong. The place where it all started. This is where I'm wanted. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Oh, when I'm with you, I am home. You are where I belong. The place where it all started. This is where I'm wanted. Home is where the heart is.
Pretty boy. I'm a pretty boy.
Home is where the heart is.
What are you doing? You're putting your booty in my face? What? What is it, bud? What is it, pretty boy? Oh, you're good. What is it, cutie? Time for bed. It's time for bed. Yeah. It's time for bed. What is it? What do you think? What are you doing, buddy?
I gave the rest of myself to your arms, the open sky, your love, the ocean blue, and I'd fall into you again each day. Our world could fall apart. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. in this life. You are my adventure, my guiding light. Through every story, every never-ending night. How I love you always, how I love you till the end of time. And all I've hoped and dreamed and wanted in this life. You are my adventure, my guiding light.
Good morning. Yeah. Oh, oh no. You fell over. You're so cute.
I will wait for you. If it's all I ever do.
What are y'all doing? Be careful. Elsa!
Fall has lost its color, winter's lost its snow. Champagne skies still water outside our window. I still care.
He's a baby boy. Oh my goodness.
Strangers, separate ways we go, but I still care.
What are you doing, cute boy? You're so cute. You little poodle legs.
City streets are hollow, giving up their ghosts. Autumn leaves will follow, golden winds will blow, but I still care. Carry you with me.
Hey, Ollie. Y'all be careful. Y'all be careful. Being crazy.
My love, darling, I will carry you, my love, my love.
Yeah, he's so pretty.
Crazy boy! Crazy boy! Oh my goodness! Okay, over here. Right here. Good boy. Right here, Elsa. Good job.
Fall has lost its color, winter's lost its snow. Champagne skies still weather outside our window, and I still care. Carry you with me. I still care. Carry you with me.
Yeah, that's a pretty boy.
better, okay?